Holy cow, it's pouring rain today. I don't think there's any chance this is gonna stop. It's basically matching the warning from yesterday anyways. And with that in mind, what did I read today? How about this one? It was kind of interesting. Apparently there was a downed drone of sort called the Russian Molniya 2, and you can see these pictures here, which is kind of interesting that people stumbled upon, although based on the translation they may have taken it down anyways, according to this anyways. So according to this post, and this is a rough translation, the scientists, I believe, they wrote here saying, how we started the day on Saturday, shot down a Russian reconnaissance drone, Molniya 2, an FPV attack which caused it to fall 30 kilometers away. It broke in half. Yeah, so according to this anyways, the translation would be stumble upon, but when you look at the pictures and so forth, it looks like they actually took it down themselves. What the heck is that anyways? But again, what I find interesting is just looking at the pictures of the drone themselves, and you can see, I guess, all the wiring and materials. Does it look kind of high-tech, or does it look something really basic, for example? Because as they mentioned in the war, I guess cheap drones are good for either side because they could just keep hammering people, for example, with various cheap drones just to overwhelm them and so forth. What do you think they'll do with this? Just keep it, for example, for quote collector's sake, or will they actually use it for some kind of study and research? And I guess with that thought, in terms of drone, how about this one where it says here they want to build a drone wall of sort? It says German AI boss, drone wall on NATO eastern flank possible in a year. I read something like this before actually. It says German defense company Helsing is calling for the swift establishment of an effective conventional deterrent on NATO's eastern flank using new types of combat drones. A drone wall could be erected within a year. You also need reconnaissance systems, satellites, and probably reconnaissance drones. Is that one of those things where they're encouraging it because it benefits them, I guess, like financially, potentially? However, Squirt believes the entire concept of modern-day defense would first need a major rethink. At the moment, the debate is still like the Cold War, he argued. We're counting armored systems, aircraft, and ships on the other side and seeing if we can somehow get close to parity with a lot of money, and I think that's the wrong way around. Helsing specializes in the application of artificial intelligence for the defense industry. It has developed the HX-2 drone initially for use in Ukraine, which employs AI-guided explosive charges to a target and is less susceptible to electronic interference. The company has established a partnership with French space startup Loft Orbital to monitor borders and troop movements using reconnaissance satellites. And they do say too, with the Swedish manufacturer Saab, preparations are being made to install an AI application for air combat in the Gripen fighter jet. Helsing also plans to present an autonomous system for use at sea soon. Yeah, again, it makes me wonder if they're kind of advocating this more for, let's just say, quote, security reasons and all that, or if ultimately it's because the companies benefit from it financially, if everyone needs to use, let's just say, their tech and so forth, right? And are things gonna get crazy here just like that? It seems like there's going to be a federal election soon. As you know, that person named Markey Carney recently became the Prime Minister of Canada because the old one, Justin Trudeau, stepped down, which is kind of odd in a sense of, okay, like most people, they've never even heard of this guy and that's it, you're like the Prime Minister. But apparently now there's going to be a federal election, as he made this post here saying, I have just asked the Governor General to dissolve Parliament and call a federal election on April 28th. We need to build the strongest economy in the G7. We need to deal with President Trump's tariffs. Canadians deserve a choice about who should lead that effort for our country. Just based on the wording here, for example, saying Trump's tariffs, Canadians deserve a choice. It makes me wonder what this time frame and how things have been panning out. Are a lot of people just going to vote emotionally, for example, where it benefits, let's just say, the party here? Because if a lot of people are riled up, then they'll just vote, for example, one certain way, right? Just based on the emotion. I think it already started in terms of all the politics and stuff, because there's one video has been spreading around everywhere here, which some people are saying it's either good or bad, depending on, I guess, what side you're on and so forth. But in general, it's about this Markey Carney person talking to Mike Myers, the actor, and they're discussing about whether or not, let's just say, that Mike Myers guy is actually Canadian because he made, I guess, I don't know, all his wealth and stuff in the US. He resides there to my knowledge anyways, and they had all these jokes and so forth. Like, I got them personally. You could see it a bit of it here anyways.
Mr. Prime Minister, Mike Myers, what are you doing here? I just thought I'd come up and check check on things.
You live in the States,
Yeah, but I'll always be Canadian.
but you live in the States.
Yeah, so?
Do you remember Mr. Dressup?
The children's show on CBC?
What were the names of Mr. Dressup's two puppet friends?
Casey and Finnegan?
Bud,
Spud?
Howie,
Meeker?
Capital Saskatchewan.
Regina?
Tragically.
Hip?
You're a defenseman defending a 2-on-1. What do you do?
Take away the pass, obviously.
What are the two seasons in Toronto?
Winter and construction?
Wow. You really are Canadian.
Yeah. But let me ask you, Mr. Prime Minister, will there always be a Canada?
There will always be a Canada.
All right, elbows up.
Elbows up.
While it was humorous and all that, it makes me wonder, is this really what people vote on? Like these type of things? Wouldn't you want people to be talking about actual issues? But either way, I guess there's an election coming up soon, huh? Oh no, a bunch of people, I guess, again, arguing about stuff. It's who's the lesser of all evils, in my opinion anyways. All right, see you guys later.